seeing where your coffee's grown or where your beer is made or what have you is, I think, an important thing. We went to Copadota in Costa Rica to visit the folks who work there and to see the farms in the area.
Great coffee requires tons of human effort, so a lot of intention and care has to go into every step at origin in Costa Rica before we even get the green, raw coffee. You don't get a cup like Flecha Roja that tastes sweet and crisp and clean without a lot of human effort and intention.
You have that connection to the people who are making it, and I think all of us who went there really felt a connection right away to not only the land, because it's incredibly beautiful, but also the people.
We have 850 farmers joining the co-op, and they represent the majority of the community. We impact about 20,000 people total in the total chain, so what we do is so important for the economy of the town and also for social life.
We sort of choose the best lots that they produce.
And the very special lots, we call them micro lots, is only 100% fully ripe cherries. That coffee has total traceability from the farm, the owner of the farm, the elevation, what type of shade do they have, what topography, varieties.
We started to try to get all that information out to the consumers, and it's become pretty common now, I think, in the coffee community, and hopefully people will begin thinking about coffee as something more than just a branded blend that you chug in the morning to get going.
When you see cherries like this, it's a guarantee that the coffee will taste itself very sweet. And because of the elevation here, so it has some acidity also, which is appreciated on the specialty market. No hay que ponerle una extensión a este huevón porque le digo que mucha cerveza, ¿no?
Heard that last part.
Too much beer.
Yeah.
You know, every year I started to think that it would be nice for Goose to select their own lot, and I thought it would be pretty cool if the brewers could actually look at a whole table of coffees from one area and start to think about the subtle differences between each lot instead of the differences between different countries of origin. So we just decided to get more and more specific.
Coffee is in everything down there, you know, and where there's coffee, there's communities, and the communities tend to get a great benefit from it. And the way this operation is run is very fair. You just kind of have everyone sharing in the success of the operation.
The first time you go to a coffee farm, it's pretty amazing. Most consumers are stunned. When you see it, it's pretty staggering, you know, that one coffee plant produces about a pound of coffee, and it kind of takes almost a year of stewardship to do that.
I think there is a good relationship between the way we make our beer and the way they make coffee. You know, we make beer by hand here, and this is a process that is very labor intensive for us and that we put our kind of hearts and souls into, and they do the same thing down there. All the beans are harvested by hand by people from neighboring countries and cultures, as well as folks from Costa Rica. I think we came away feeling as connected to the coffee that we put into Bourbon County Stout as we do to the process of making Bourbon County Stout.
When we begin the process of choosing a coffee to go in the Bourbon County, we do it blind, so we just do it by taste. So we let our palates sort of drive those decisions. Costa Rica, the Flecha Roja has been in those final four, I think, for the last 3 years. It's always been a contender, and it's always tasted great, and it just seems to, one year or the other, has been edged out by some other coffee. So it was, I think it was time.
We did get to cup a bunch of coffee while we were there. At a certain point in time, Roberto stopped our group, and the two younger boys who were helping us out, getting everything set and ready, and everything's done very specifically and very methodically. And he kind of stopped everything for a second there, and he introduced them as two of his grandsons. It was a striking moment for me. It was a moment I'll remember probably forever. You could tell there was a great deal of pride there. You could see how family and culture and history were very deeply intertwined there.
This farm is called El Cidral. It's one of the highest farms in the co-op. And typically, just like wine, the higher elevation you grow coffee at, the less oxygen is in the air and the more the plant, in theory, struggles. So at the higher elevation, the plants are pushing more nutrients towards those seeds. So typically higher elevation coffees are sweeter, crisper, and cleaner.
We kept going up and up and up and up, and we were standing at about it was 1,900 meters, so probably around 6,000 feet of elevation. You know, you could look out and you could see the entire Dota Valley, and I think that was the moment that I kind of connected with Roberto a little bit. We talked about his reflections on the vibrance of the community as a result of coffee.
You have no idea how much you impact our community. Like you could see the houses in the town. That gives you a close idea of what the coffee represents, because most of everybody lives around coffee here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And opens the doors, talking about opportunities for everybody who wants to go to college, grow on farming, and do whatever. Really.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah. And thank you for joining through Intelligentsia us, because this is a part of now you're part of our partners.
Right.
You're a member of the welcome to the family of coffee producers of Dota Valley in Costa Rica.
And then in the end, we ended up picking that coffee. So I thought that was pretty appropriate. Where I gained that understanding, I think, really deeply in that discussion with him. Where that all happened is where this coffee was grown.
And this is part of the support we get from companies like Intelligentsia, and now you as a brewers, will help us to support the community. We live better, and we have more opportunities, and we live happier and safer at the end.
If everybody could make a choice to support something like this that had a direct positive impact on a community, they would probably do it. And so for us to be able to do it it's awesome.